All right, we'll go ahead and get started. More people might log on as we go, but that's quite all right. This session is being recorded, partly because there are always bound to be several people who register that might not be able to make it during the time of the session. So we are recording these to make them available for anybody who would want to view them afterwards. And we are also in the process of creating a library LibGuide for research help. We hope that that would be a help to students and faculty, so we can always have a place to upload videos like this, sessions like this. So at any time, the Tarleton community can receive the research help that they need from sessions like this. Today's session is Searching Beyond the Library. I'm very happy that we're able to offer the Research Success Series again this semester. And today we have two librarians who are wonderful people to show you how to search beyond the library and even acquire resources that you might not be able to get the day of by visiting the Tarleton libraries. So we have Kim and Alejandra with us today. I would encourage you to go to the library's website, tarleton.edu/library. Scroll down the page to our calendar so you can see the other sessions that we're offering in the Research Success Series, and all of the library programming and events that we put on. You can kind of see them on the calendar there. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Kim Gregg.
Can everybody see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So welcome to the Research Success Searching Beyond the Library. My name is Alejandra Moncada, and I'm the Interlibrary Loan Specialist. Thank you for coming today. I'm looking forward to talking to you about other resources you can use outside the library. We have Interlibrary Loan, TechShare, and Kim will talk to you about Hottie Trust. So what is Interlibrary Loan? So Interlibrary Loan is a program where we share and borrow resources from other institutions that can be public and academic libraries. So this service is to obtain materials that we don't have in our library. And you can request books, journal articles, microfilm, videos, DVD, you name it. Libraries have all sorts of things that you can borrow. You have to be a current Tarleton student, faculty, and staff, and you can borrow up to 20 items in your account. Most of the time, journal articles will be available in an electronic format that can be a PDF. And so once you receive an email, you will have access to the article for 30 days. Or if you click on the link 5 times, it will automatically expire. So I would suggest to always save your article or print it out in case you need it 3 months from now. That way you don't have to request it again. You already have it. And articles can get here the same day that you submit the request or the next day. But don't rely on that information because it can take longer. So if you need it by tomorrow, it might not get here. For loans, which are books, CDs, or microfilm, they come in the mail. So it can take a little bit longer to get to us. It can be 1 week to 2 weeks. And once they get here, you can keep it for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And if you need it longer, you can always renew the Interlibrary Loan stuff. Interlibrary Loan is free, but there will be times where you have to pay a fee to get it. But we're always going to send you an email to let you know if you're willing to pay. If not, we can cancel the request, or we can keep on trying to find a library that will send it free to us. Also, you're responsible for any damages once you take out the book, or if you lose it or something happens to it, you'll be responsible to pay for any damages. There's also a overdue fine. We charge $1 per day if it's overdue. So always keep in mind the due date. And now I will come back to Interlibrary Loan and show you how to request material. But the next resource that we have available is TechShare. It's similar to Interlibrary Loan. The only difference with this is that you have to go to a different library to check out the resources versus Interlibrary Loan. It comes to your library. And so you have to register to get one of these cards. It looks really similar to the ones that we sent to you. And again, you have to be a current Tarleton student, faculty, and staff. And you register online, or you can come to the circulation desk and fill out the form, and then we'll mail it to you. Now I'm going to show you how to request material. So here is the website for Interlibrary Loan, and we also have the TechShare card right here. In order to get there, I'm going to show you from the main website. So you can go on the right side and under services, you can click Interlibrary Loan, or you can scroll right here and click on it. I usually like to go over here. And here's some more information about Interlibrary Loan. Here is a guide that will give you the steps on how to request material. So if you want to come back later on, here are the same steps that I'm going to go over. So I'm going to log in. If you're a student, it'll be your number that you always use to log into Canvas or to the computers on campus. And if you're faculty and staff, is usually your first initial and last name, or it could be your last name and the password that you use for everything else. So this is how it looks, your account. I have already requested some material, so it's going to show everything that I have on my account. And it will give you the status of each item. So for this one, it says in transit. It means that it's coming to the library here. So it's on its way. The second one, it got canceled for some reason. So it's going to tell you that it got canceled. And so this other book that I have checked out to my account, it's about to be due in the next week or so. So I can go ahead and request a renewal, and it will send a renewal. The renewal will get approved by the lending library. It doesn't get approved by us. So it might be renewed or it might not. It can be declined. And for example, this one says complete. It means that this book has made it back to its home library. And for example, here's an article. And as you can see, the link expired already. But if I wanted to request something else again, I can just click request and it will automatically send a request and you don't have to do anything else. Okay, so now if you wanted to create a request, you will have to click on this gray box right here. And this one is for articles and this one is for loans, which are books, DVDs, CDs. So fill everything out that has an asterisk. If you're a student, it'll be your student ID. If you're faculty, it'll be your last name. And then the more information that you give me, the faster I can find your article. So always give me the journal title, the volume, issue, and the article title. And over here, if you're willing to pay, let me know, write an amount, otherwise leave it blank, and I'm going to find everything that is free. And also let me know when you need it by. As I mentioned earlier, give me a few days. If you need it by tomorrow, it might not get here, and the request will automatically cancel. And then just click submit. For loans, let me know where you're picking it up. They will come to the Dixman Library. But if you're taking classes in Fort Worth or in Waco, we can also send it to you or the other locations mentioned here. If you are an online student, we can send it to you as well. Just let me know your home address so I can send it to you. And the same thing, the more information you give me, the faster I can find your request. And again, let me know if you're willing to pay, if not, leave it blank. let me know when you need it by. For a book, give me at least 2 weeks because that's basically the time it gets to us, but it can get here faster depending on where we're getting it. And you can also write comments. You can be like, I need this for this class. My professor suggested to get this book or something like that. So now I'm going to go again to the website, and under Interlibrary Loan, here's the Take Share information. So this is how our Take Share cards look like. Here's the form that you can fill online. Let us know if you're undergraduate, graduate, faculty, or staff. Make sure your address is correct so it can get to you. Otherwise, it might come back saying that we sent it to the wrong place. And then always provide your start and email, a phone number. Let us know which campus you're at, and then your last 4 digits of your university ID. Now I'm going to talk to you about different libraries that you can find. For example, you can search by the zip code, or you can type in, for example, Dallas. And you can see all the different libraries in that area. And that's places that you can go and check out books from there. WorldCat is a database that you can use for either Interlibrary Loan or TechShare. And so this example, let's say I want to check out a book that somebody suggested to me. I can type in the title to verify that we have it. As you can see, we don't have this title. What I can do is go to WorldCat, type in the title, search to verify that somebody else has it. And as you can see, it has different results. If I click on the first one, it's telling me that 3,000 libraries have it. If I click on it, I can see that a lot of libraries in Texas have it. So I can either drive somewhere with my TechShare card and check it out, or I can go ahead and request an Interlibrary Loan request. So at the bottom, it will have all the information about the book. So what I can do is copy and paste this information to the Interlibrary Loan request. So I can fill this out, type in the title, copy the author's name. And another cool thing about this is that it will give you a number, OCOC. This is really important because if you place it on your request, it's letting me know that that's the book that you want. And the same thing for articles, you'll be able to find this number. If I go back and you want the audio book, it will also tell you which libraries has it. There's a few in Texas and other ones out of state. So this is where you can tell that it might be taking a little bit longer to get here, or it can get here faster. Do you have any questions about Interlibrary Loan or TechShare? If not, I'm going to pass it down to Kim.
Righty. Can everybody see my screen? It should say Hottie Trust.
Yep, we can.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Alejandra and Adam. Alejandra has given you a lot of really good information. I'm going to talk about an institution outside of Tarleton where you do not have to be a student or staff member here. Hottie Trust is a digital, sorry, I'm looking at chat, Making sure I didn't have a question. Hottie Trust is a not-for-profit collaboration of academic and research libraries. Hottie Trust, their mission is to preserve and provide digital access to books and journals that include both public domain and copyrighted works. Now, you're not going to get all copyrighted works, but they have agreements with some publishers to offer and authors to offer some of the copyrighted works. Their main job is to serve the member of its community, and their community are the partners of Hottie Trust. But that doesn't mean you can't use the website and get the information that you need because they allow guest access to their collections. Sometimes you'll hear a lot of people say Hottie Trust or Hathi Trust if you're me from the South. The correct pronunciation is Hottie. Hottie is the Hindu word for elephant, which is renowned for its memory and wisdom. And that's what a library is. We want to keep the memory of past information for people, the wisdom and the remember the past information from generations and continue growing with that. So that's where they came up with the name Hottie Trust. I'm going to show you a slide that has a few statistics on it about Hottie Trust, just as a comparison of Hottie Trust and this library. So Hottie Trust has 17.5 million total volumes digitized. Tarleton has in their collection almost 750,000. So roughly between 650,000 and 700,000, I believe. Not 100% sure on that exact number, but close to that. And so in comparison, they have 17 million more than we do. You'll notice they have 6 billion pages digitized and over 208 miles of digitized content. To me, that's just incredible to believe and to realize that our library, I think we have a pretty awesome library. I just completed 2 master's degrees and our library was by far, to me, better than the other libraries. So this is impressive to me to have this. And it's impressive that they allow guest users to check out stuff, not check out, but view stuff and download it and use their resources. Although Tarleton's not a member of Hottie Trust, like I said previously, you can use a guest login. Excuse me, and I will show you that here in just a moment. You can log in with your Gmail account or your Facebook account. If you wanted to, they actually have a way for you to create a friend of the library account through University of Michigan, but it doesn't get you any more. It doesn't allow you any more services, I guess I should say, than just a regular guest login through Google. Hottie Trust is a library, so you search it very much like you would the Tarleton Library. There's a catalog search, there's full text search, there's collection builder. A collection, the really cool thing about logging in as a guest is you can create a collection. So if you're doing research on air combat in World War I, you can create a collection and then go back to that collection and access their resources. Oh, thank you, Adam. And you can search within a text. So now I'm going to go to Hottie Trust. If we have enough time at the end, I'm going to show you how to set up your Google Scholar. I didn't do that. Just one moment. All right. I am already logged in and you'll see it says guest, but it also has the option to log out. Notice it is very similar to our search box. You can do a broad search here, or we can go to an advanced search, which is what we're going to do. But I also want to point out there is a video on here. I'm not going to show it, but it will show you how to set up a collection. So if this is something you're interested in, go here and set up your collection. And to log in, oh, food. Let me log out and I'll log back in so you can see. See options to log in as a guest. And this is where you'll see you can log in with Google or Facebook. Down at the bottom, you can log in as a University of Michigan friend account, which is free. But like I said, it doesn't get you any more, it doesn't give you any better resources to use. I am going to log back in with my Google account. And hopefully it remembered me. Yay. Okay. So like I said, I wanted to do a broad search on air combat. Please interrupt me if you have a question. Okay. Notice there's over 1 million results that pulled up from just me putting in air combat. And on the left, you'll see filters. So we can do full view, which is going to allow me to look at the full view of an item. Or if you do all items, I'm going to show this just really quickly because notice it says limited search only. I'm going to see if I can find, I'll just use this. The reason I'm showing this is because although you can't view it, it will tell you how many times the search term you use appears in the book. So if this, if this was, excuse me, a search term that was very important to your research and it was mentioned 50 times, this might be a good resource for you to request through Interlibrary Loan. Let's go back to here. And I want to go back to full view and show how within the full view, you can search within the text. I'm picking words I can see in the title, so it'll hopefully pull up quickly. So this is going to make your research pretty quickly. If you'll notice on the left, it has pulled up several pages that include the word situation. And it gives you a clickable link. So you can click here and it'll take you to the page. I'm hoping, there we go. And notice it's highlighted in the text. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the search box. At Tarleton, we have, as in the library, we get a request for primary sources, help finding primary sources. So I want to go to the advanced full text search and show you kind of how you can do this in Hottie Trust. So primary sources are going to be diaries, they're going to be interviews, memoirs, biographies, autobiographies. So I'm at correspondence letters. So I'm going to do a search real quick on White House and presidency. I'm going to change this to subject. Please let me know if I'm going too fast. And here, I'm going to put correspondence. So this is going to pull up items that have White House and presidency in it. And it's going to be items that are correspondence, which is letters to and from someone, a diary, or an interview. Fingers crossed that it works. Oh, I am going to limit by date. Okay, so we found 267 full text results. Now you can only view 178, notice over here, but you can see we've got Thomas Roosevelt's letters to his children. We have the writings of Abraham Lincoln. Notice the author is Theodore Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln. So this, using Hottie Trust, is a really good way to kind of locate primary sources. Now, Tarleton has primary sources too. But this Hottie Trust is just going to have so many more than we do. I just kind of wanted to mention that because there are, like I said, faculty, professors who do want students to, use primary sources. Quickly, I'm going to go to Google Scholar. Then I'm going to, I want to help you set up Google Scholar. So I'm already logged in to my Google account. But if you go to Google Scholar, and what Google Scholar, attaching your Google Scholar to the Tarleton Library is going to help you find items in Google Scholar that Tarleton owns, and it's going to keep you from hitting a paywall. So sometimes you'll go to Google Scholar and you'll type in something and you see this article that's going to be really great for you to use, but you notice it costs money. It takes you to ResearchGate. It happens to me multiple times. But if we do it, if we set it up to attach to Tarleton, to link it to Tarleton, then you'll find these articles that Tarleton owns. So go to the little 3 dash over here menu and open it up. And you're going to go to settings. And from settings, you want to go to library links. And you can type in a library here. I already have Tarleton in mind, but if I had typed Tarleton in here, let's see if I can get to pull up. So it's pulled all those up. Now I am, I don't go to Texas A&M or work at Texas A&M, but that's what it would look like if you were searching for Tarleton. And you're going to have some oddball ones that automatically attach. I didn't ask for the Catholic Theological Union, but it put it in there automatically. But that's the way you would go to set up Tarleton in your Google Scholar. So let's go back to, Google Scholar. And notice here, we have a JSTOR article, full text finder at Tarleton. Okay, does anybody have any questions that I can help with? Or would you like to do a search?
I don't see any questions in chat. Thank you so much, Alejandra and Kim. These have been very good pointers on how to search beyond the library at Tarleton. I say this often, we have pretty much everything you'll really need for an undergrad degree, most master's degrees, but sometimes, we don't have everything. And sometimes you might find the perfect thing for you out there. And even if you can't access it on the spot, we have ways to help you with that. So if there is any way that the library can help you as a researcher, student, or faculty member, don't hesitate to let us know. You know better than us how you need help, and the library exists to help you academically and to connect you with information. So again, I would encourage you to go to our website, down to our calendar, just check out the events and programming we have. And again, let us know any other ways we can help you. And thank you so much for attending the session today.